Good morning. I'm Michael Kovnat, and this is the Next Big Idea Daily, the podcast that delivers big ideas from top nonfiction books in just a few minutes a day. Now, lately, we've been hearing a lot of doomsday talk about AI, how it's taking over jobs, spreading misinformation, maybe even wiping out humanity. But today, let's hear a more optimistic take about how AI could actually save lives. In her eye-opening new book, Dr. Bot, medical researcher and philosopher Charlotte Blaze argues the real threat isn't the machines, it's the very human flaws in our current healthcare system. Misdiagnosis, burnout, bias. These are problems AI might actually help solve. Here's Charlotte to explain how right after this quick break.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
You open the Walmart app and boom! The Reebok and Hanes styles that keep your kiddos on their A-game delivered in as fast as an hour. That's right, those comfy Hanes Performance Crew socks they love in the app. And the coolest shirts, shorts, hoodies, and leggings from Reebok? Yep, Walmart's got them. They'll feel so focused in their new gear they won't even notice you freaking out on the sidelines. Shop Reebok and Hanes in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new. Subject to availability, fees, and restrictions apply.
Hi everyone, I'm Charlotte Blaze. I work as a health researcher at Uppsala University in Sweden and digital psychiatry, Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, Harvard Medical School. I'm going to share with you 5 key insights from my book, Dr. Bot, Why Human Doctors Can Fail Us and How AI Could Save Lives. Insight 1. Medicine is failing us more than we think. Every 4 to 5 days, a tragedy on the scale of 9/11 strikes, yet hardly anyone notices. On a weekly basis, the equivalent of 4 Airbuses, each carrying 170 people, falls out of the sky, killing all the passengers on board. These figures don't make the 24-hour news cycle, but the inconceivable is happening. Medical error is one of the leading causes of death in the United States and responsible for over 250,000 fatalities annually. Around 1/3 of this death toll is due to misdiagnosis. Globally, most people will face a diagnostic error at least once in their lifetime. In Europe, 22 million patients with a rare disease don't have a diagnosis, and 8 million wait an average of a decade to get one. In low or middle income countries, the misdiagnosis rate is likely to be considerably higher. Errors and misdiagnoses are not the only problems. Modern medicine prides itself on being scientific, yet studies show evidence-based treatments are offered only about half the time. Or consider access to medical expertise. Healthcare is upside down. Those most in need, the sickest, poorest, the elderly, and the most marginalised in society, are more likely to be left behind. People with disabilities, parents and part-time workers, including those with gig economy jobs, often struggle to attend checkups. American Time Use Survey data shows patients sacrifice an average of 2 hours for a 20-minute doctor's visit, with low-income and unemployed people facing up to 28% longer burdens. And even when we manage to put a foot in the doctor's office, as patients, we're not all treated equitably. Hippocratic oaths are sometimes hypocritical oaths, leaving some of us at a disadvantage in the clinic. Insight 2. Doctors are medicine's second victims. Underneath the commanding professional garb, physicians face realities that patients seldom see. In the US, half of all doctors say they are burned out, with 20% reporting they are depressed. An estimated 300 to 400 doctors in the US take their own lives every year. That's the equivalent of one medical school graduating class dying by suicide annually. Since patient numbers are surging, these pressures are only mounting. Doctors are officially a scarce resource. We are not producing enough of them to meet patients' needs. The UN forecasts that by 2037, we will share the planet with 1 billion more people. Longer life and more people carry consequences for doctors and our healthcare systems. In the US, by 2050, most people aged 50 or older will live with one or more chronic illnesses. Making matters worse, medical knowledge moves faster than doctors can keep up. It takes around 17 years for research to move from bench to practice. By graduation, half of what medical students learn is already outdated. And with a new biomedical article published every 39 seconds, even skimming 2% of each summary would take more than 22 hours a day. Nor is the knowledge treadmill shrinking. There are over 7,000 rare diseases, with around 250 more identified each year. Viewed from another angle, it's remarkable that doctors get it right as often as they do. Insight 3. AI is resilient. Digital tools defy traditional doctor stereotypes. They don't don classic white coats with stethoscopes draped round silicon necks, but they are remarkably resilient. Being devoid of brows and brains, bots don't sweat or stress. They are not hostage to circadian rhythms, low blood sugar, or distractibility. AI's brute computational power means it isn't limited by fleshy constraints. Physicians have barely any time to read, never mind acquire the latest research. They are drained of their sleep daily. But machines can crunch their way through open source data at breakneck speed without needing to stop for a breath, break, or even to pee. Like speed freak bookworms, AI has a stunning capacity to ingest medical publications and data in seconds, 24/7. Where doctors vary in unwanted ways, AI can be more consistent. AI chatbots make errors too. But the question is who or what makes fewer mistakes? While much more research is needed, tantalizing studies are proving hard to ignore. Studies demonstrate that some AI tools vastly outperform human doctors in clinical reasoning, including for complex medical conditions. A particular AI superpower is spotting patterns humans miss. In one recent study, researchers fed 50 clinical cases, including 10 rare conditions, into a popular chatbot. It nailed 90% of the rare disease diagnoses within 8 suggestions, routinely outsmarting the doctors in the study. For the 1 in 10 people worldwide who live with a rare disease, AI isn't just promising, it could be a lifeline. Insight 4. Bots could be less prejudiced than people. Are bots sometimes biased? The short answer is yes. AI reflects individual and societal prejudices, and how it is trained can also embed unwanted biases, giving rise to the slogan, garbage in, garbage out. When unwanted biases are baked into machines, leading to unfair recommendations, this is called algorithmic discrimination. In medicine, there's a huge scope for machines to perpetuate unfair treatment via coded biases. For example, in a 2024 study of ChatGPT-4, researchers found the model was far more likely to diagnose men than women with equally common conditions like COVID-19 and colon cancer. It also recommended fewer CT, MRI or ultrasound scans for black patients versus white patients, and it judged white men as more prone to exaggerating their pain than any other group. Examining the scope for bias, errors and safety with AI is crucially important. But this focus often comes with a selective amnesia about the creaking inherited systems we already rely on. It assumes the status quo, human doctors working in traditional ways, is inherently superior. Unfortunately, a wealth of research demonstrates doctors are biased too. So let's talk about the opportunities. Here's a stark home truth. We're better at spotting bias in others than in ourselves. That's why it's a game changer to train AI to do some heavy lifting in healthcare, to flag missing demographics, expose skewed findings, and identify prejudice. For example, AI studies have, at scale, identified discriminatory language embedded in electronic medical records for patients with chronic pain, diabetes, and addictions. AI also shows us that doctors are more likely to use negative descriptors for Black versus white Americans. As uncomfortable as it sounds, debiasing AI is likely to be more achievable than debiasing doctors' split-second decisions in high-pressure clinics. Take pain, too often dismissed in clinical settings, especially for marginalised patients. In one study, AI read knee x-rays to predict arthritis pain, capturing 43% of the differences across race, income and education, versus 9% of radiologists. That five-fold jump shows AI could finally give every patient's pain the attention it deserves. Insight 5. People pour their hearts out to machines. You know, doctor, I really like this computer better than the physicians upstairs. So proclaimed the very first person to talk to a computer about their health. The year is 1966, the location is a hospital at the University of Wisconsin, and the physician is Warner Slack. On hearing the patient's candid admission, Dr. Slack is not insulted. He recognised something unique was unfolding. Dr. Slack later reflected in an academic article, quote, "The physician presents an authoritarian figure, and yet the patient was very comfortable with the machine and criticised it freely." Fast forward to the present day, and many doctors still believe that AI can never replace them when it comes to face-to-face interactions. In multiple international surveys of doctors, I've asked them their opinions on what technology might do. Most tend to assume that AI can handle the routine chores, but when it comes to genuine human connection, doctors will always be indispensable. However, since Dr. Slack's first study nearly 60 years ago, a wealth of research demonstrates that patients do tend to be mouthier with machines. They're more likely to disclose sensitive or embarrassing symptoms and to challenge opinions and ask questions. Sitting in front of a physician can sometimes meddle with our time-crucial medical disclosures, including with red flag cancer symptoms and our mental health. Our doctors' very humanness can undermine the delivery of healthcare.
Thank you, Charlotte. Okay, everyone, you can pick up a copy of Dr. Bot wherever fine books are sold, or you can use the link in the episode notes. If you got something out of today's show, please leave us a glowing rating and a 5-star review so others can find it. That's our show. Hope to see you tomorrow.